Hey, it's Mark Bell, and I love to make games. 11 months ago, in 16 days, I decided to make a video game and bring it to market. This is my game journey. Time to get inside. It's cold out here. So as I talked about the last time, this all started with Spelunky. I heard about it first in the movie Indie Game, so I downloaded the game and tried it for myself. I loved it, but I was really horrible at it. It was challenging, frustrating, and fun. The best part, for me, is there's no pattern. To me, when the game has a pattern, it takes you out of the moment and becomes about repetition and muscle memory. Some people like that, but I am not one of them. The other thought in my mind, because I built other platformer games, was that making platformer levels was really hard. I realized millions of people make amazing levels, and they work very hard, but I wanted the computer to do more of the heavy lifting. The game I was working on at the time was stalling, so I decided to try to build a totally random maze generator in Construct 2. I wanted to learn Construct 2 better, to be a better teacher. I use it in my classes all the time, and I wasn't even sure it could do this. I looked around on a few websites and cobbled my first prototype together. The prototype I made was random, and it had a path from start to finish, and had a few variables to make it more or less dense. Success! All I needed to do was put some players in, and voila, Spelunky. Yeah, about that. It was no fun to play. Characters got stuck, and the randomness was, for lack of a better word, boring. There was no feeling of game or fun. I added the hero switching mechanic I wanted to use from Lost Vikings, and guess what? Still boring. I showed it to my students, and they were appreciative of the effort, but they agreed it was dull. I spent the next few weeks fiddling with this, and just about gave up on the project because I could not figure out a way to make this fun. I was at the point where I could have shelved the idea and moved on, but I really wanted to understand what Spelunky did differently to make it fun and my game not fun. So instead of putting the idea away, I started again. But wait, you think I've put weeks or months or years of work into something. I can't just stop. It's easy to get caught up in something emotionally and all those accumulated investments in it, and you find out it's impossible to give up. When that is, in some cases, exactly what you need to do. If you want to sound fancy at game developer parties, this is something called the sunk cost fallacy. In essence, you need to give up on bad ideas, no matter how long you've worked on them, and get to work on better ones. The problem in this instance was I was expecting the computer to do too much. It was great at coming up with random things, but there was nothing behind that randomness. So before starting again, I took a closer look at Spelunky to see what was going on in the background, and more on that in the next video. Remember, stop wasting your time on bad ideas. Thanks for everybody who watched my last video. I got 50 views. And it doesn't make me a YouTube star, but I really appreciate it. 2 shout-outs before I go. First, Max Ticket on Reddit for saying such nice things about my first video. And I wanted to recommend Stefan Hovelbrinks or @Tailcrafter on Twitter. Stefan is hard at work on a game called Death Trash and is doing some phantasmagorical pixel art. Check him out on Twitter. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit like. And if you really like it, hit subscribe.